Hello everyone, this is Nello from MagSpeedMotorsports.com. Today I want to talk about the reverse camera. If you own a 981 or a 991 Panamera, anything with a PCM 3.1 inside, and you don't have the reverse camera or even backup sensors, like in my case on this 981 there's no backup sensors, but you know, I got used to this reverse camera with different cars and I really like the feature. So I was looking for a solution, something that would work with the stock PCM 3.1 unit, the radio, since it already has a screen and all that stuff. But I didn't want anything aftermarket that would look really aftermarket. I wanted something integrated. And after doing quite a bit of research and finding the right tools and products I needed to put a kit together, it's been done. So let me walk you through it. Alright, so as far as the camera goes, the beauty about this is that you see the camera will install where the license plate lights are. So basically it's not straight in the middle, so it's a bit, in my case I preferred putting it towards the right, but you can put it on the left as well. I don't want to make any holes or anything like that, because what could have been done is simply remove the camera from the lens here and put in the middle, but I had to drill a hole to pass the wires. I didn't want to do that. So basically what's neat about this one is that it does come with LED lights here, an LED bulb as well, so you get light from both the factory light and the camera as well. But again, I wanted it to accomplish a factory look, something that I didn't have to drill or modify anything. So if I ever want to put it back to stock, I could, without needing to replace any parts. So basically, the camera's installed, and like I said, as stock as possible. So I'll show you guys with the PCM. Alright, so this is the stock PCM 3.1. This is on a 981, but it's going to work for a 991 and Panameras and Cayennes and all that stuff. I'm not sure about all the options, if they come stock on every car or whatever, but I know the 981, for example, this one didn't come with navigation, no backup sensors, no camera, none of that stuff. So let me show you guys. So I'll start the car. Alright, so if your electronic parking brake is activated, the backup camera will not work until you release it. So I'm going to release the backup brake, the e-brake or emergency brake. Alright, and now I'll put on reverse, and the camera's going to activate. Now the beauty about it is that you still get those lines just like the factory one, and basically, if I recall correctly, I'm not sure, but I believe the green is it starts at like 3 feet and then 2 feet, and the red is a foot. So you know, basically if you do install it, you get used to it. You do some you actually park and you verify the distance, so that way you know what's going on. In my case, if I recall, when I reach the end of the red line, I'm about half a foot away from my bumper, so I know where I'm going. So let's back up. I'll try to do this. Alright, it's already on reverse. So alright, so if I were to back up now, and there's a car behind me, so bang, right here I think I'm at about 3 feet, and now if I continue backing up, there's about 2 feet, and basically a little more, like here it's max for me. I'm at about half a foot right now. So basically this works just like the stock one. So if I go to park now, and if I go to options, no, the car I believe, and then options, and I believe set car, and there you go. You got the set rear view camera. So I will go to set rear view camera, and then you know I can check the box that says, you know, to make the rear view camera work, the rear view camera grid lines if you want them or not. Let me see your picture parameters. Yeah, there you go. Brightness, contrast, color. So pretty much it's pretty much just like the stock one. Obviously the camera is an aftermarket, but everything acts like stock. And for example, if I were to take off right now, and when it's a certain speed, the camera will disable. So for example, there you go. There you go. It goes off. Depending on the speed. If I recall, like below 5 miles per hour, you can actually drive. Let's do a test here. Let's see. If I go to reverse, and now I put on drive, and let's go for it. Now if I keep the speed, it's not 5, but I'm actually at 5, 6. It will not disable. The camera's still going to be on if I'm driving slowly. But I believe, I think it's 10 miles an hour. If I hit 10 miles an hour, the camera will disable. Let's see here. Yeah, 10 miles an hour. So that's it. So here's the thing with the installation though. Like I said, the camera's included. I mean, the kit comes with the camera, the wiring, and it does come with a module that pretty much fools the PCM 3.1 into thinking that it's a factory option, the rear view camera. So it's a module you'll need to install on the PCM 3.1 wiring harness. You have 5 wires to plug, and basically that module will fool the PCM 3.1 into thinking that you do have a stock rear view camera on the car. So it's going to enable that feature. Once that's installed, all you need to do is run a wire in the back. Just one wire, the RCA cable in the back, connected to the camera. And once you've done that, the other thing you need to do is connect the LED lighting from the camera housing to the factory harness from the original license plate housing. So basically, because you're removing your factory original license plate housing, the actual light itself, you're replacing it with the camera, and the camera has a built-in LED. You're gonna have to connect those 2 wires for the LED to your factory harness. So you just splice into them, and basically you'll get lighting. So you'll have both license plate lights working. Now, once you've done all that and you installed everything, of course, all the wiring, you don't want to see it, and you're gonna have to remove a couple of trims here and there. The doors, like in my case, I passed the wiring underneath the dash, I slide the wire below these trims here by removing the trims, and working my way up all the way in the back, for example, removing all those trims and bringing the wire all the way in the back, and removing the tail light as well. That's where I made my connection. And I use various tools like a fishing cable, so I could have fished my camera RCA jack from the camera itself and pass it through the bumper without removing anything. So it was a little time consuming, but I've done it without removing the bumper. And here's the thing. So once you've installed all that, the only thing you need to do is you need to visit your preferred Indy shop, or even a Porsche dealer. You need a PWIS, a Porsche factory scanner, to enable the rear view camera option with a PWIS. So basically you need to go, if you know anyone that owns a PWIS, or an independent shop, or even the Porsche dealer, sometimes they're confused, they don't even know what they're doing, because they don't usually mess around with retrofits. So if you do bring it somewhere, all you need to tell them is to go into the PCM module, go into coding, and code the rear view camera. That's all you need to do, and it's gonna activate the rear view camera, and you're pretty much done. So basically, once again, 5 wires to hook up on the bypass module that you need to install behind the PCM radio, and pretty much the camera in the back. And obviously once you have all that installed, you need to fish a wire, the RCA cable, all the way to the back. It doesn't need power, the camera doesn't need power. It's powered by the RCA jack. It's pretty cool, so you don't need to tap into any power source and none of that stuff. It's really done through the RCA jack. And once again, I'll show you guys for another time. So let's see, the brake is activated here, the electronic brake. You need to remove it, put on reverse, and bingo, you got your camera. So really a neat feature. You don't have to pretty much, you know, I was thinking that I needed to change the whole head unit to get some a rear parking brake, the rear view camera. As I got used to it with my other cars, and it's a really great feature. I like it. And yeah, so it's pretty cool. It looks OEM. And I'll show you guys for the last time, I'll show you guys the camera in the back, which looks pretty neat. I mean, it's really cool. I mean, there you go, nicely made. And again, mine's on the right side. If you want to put it in the middle, it's possible to remove the camera from the housing here and putting it in the middle with silicone or 3M tape, but you have to drill a hole here, and it's a lot more complicated. And going back to the installation, so I fished my I took out my tail light and lifted the spoiler, and there's a couple of access holes. I fished a cable, something stiff though, and I brought it to all the way here, and I taped the RCA cable from the camera, and I pulled it and I brought it behind my tail light. And the RCA wire coming from the back of the PCM 3.1, I routed it, like I said, all the way here, and bang, behind the tail light. I plugged everything, I taped it to make sure it's no moisture gets in there, and that's pretty much it, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video. You can find the kit on www.maxspeed-motorsports.com. Thank you so much.